Item Stats. Earl, based in your line.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. With this latest announcement made by the government, will we still have the airport open for people to come and go?
The airport is not being closed.
The airport is not being closed. Okay, fine. And also with this latest announcement, what happens with 14 days? We've been coached and processed for everything happening. Stay at home for 14 days if you test positive. Why now 7 days?
Minister, we'd like to take that.
Sure. Yes, Mr. Basin, that 14 days is a very important number because that's the general incubation period. However, with respect to what we're proposing now, the first 7 days, which would be the stay-at-home order, as the Premier indicated, we will be making further announcements for the next phase, which will also involve quite a number of restrictions, as well as a requirement that you are not allowed to mix households. So that will be announced, and there will be further weeks with respect to that. So in totality, there will be several weeks where persons are unable to mix households. But more of that we will be announcing later on this week.
Okay. Obviously, everyone in Bermuda is looking west to the COGP. What is the latest with that? With this period, will they be allowed to train on the water while we're at home?
What I'll say is, Earl, when the cabinet made its decision, the cabinet does not consider what the impact on CLGP may or may not be. We're acting in the interest of health. But as you know, CLGP is on the sporting calendar for both the preparation of the actual racing. We will work with the organizers to ensure that any activity is carried out in full compliance with the regulation and without exception.
Okay. I'm not quite understanding that answer, because I asked, will they be allowed to train while we're all locked up? Because they're currently out there training.
I would say that comes into place on Tuesday at 5 a.m. We have not gotten to those matters yet, Earl, and so CLGP is on the calendar, and we're going to work with the organizers to ensure that any activity is carried out in full compliance with the regulations without exception.
Okay. Well, we'll have more, I guess, Tuesday night.
That will, absolutely, I have no doubt.
That you had received the COVID vaccine, and now that you have COVID, and you more
When
than
it goes, let's not go so far as to have COVID, but go ahead.
okay, well, you've tested positive, and how might you answer to those people who think that this might shake their confidence in getting the vaccine, since you've already had two in your 2 weeks past?
I would say that it should not affect the confidence at all. The fact that I'm here, the fact that I have no symptoms, the fact while there are many persons that are in hospital or experiencing symptoms who have not had 2 doses of the vaccine and are fully immunized, is a testament to the vaccine's effectiveness. I mean, the vaccine, the initial ratings was 95% effective against mild to serious disease. The doctor, I'll quote better the statistics in regards to the vaccine's effectiveness when it came to death. But the fact is that I tested positive, a very low level positive infection. As I said, I felt nothing. It was a CT value or CP value, whatever they say, where most doctors do not believe that you can be infectious. But the fact is that we take the precautions. We're going to wait in Bermuda, and our goal as a country is to accelerate the vaccination program to get us to a place where we have herd immunity. So for myself, I would say that I am an example as the reason why you should make sure that you get vaccinated. So in the off chance that you do get a coronavirus infection, your immune system can recognize it, fight it off very quickly, and you can, do press conferences on a Sunday evening from isolation.
Thank you. Premier, I've been asked to ask you what constitutes, as you stated, low contact. Excuse my expression, but you can't tell a woman she's had pregnancy, she's either pregnant or she's not pregnant. So what constitutes low contact? You either have the virus or you don't.
Sorry, Trevor. I contracted a coronavirus infection. It was a low level positive. I'll leave it up to the scientists to give all the definitions into CT values and what that means and how that factors into it. But the fact is that I contracted a coronavirus infection. I am in isolation and following the rules of which are necessary under the laws of the Quarantine Act, as directed by the Chief Medical Officer of the country.
Okay,